All right, I'm going to call to order our meeting for June 8th, 2016, 7:05 p.m. Would you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Anybody like to do an invocation? Rita Epp?
I'm here.
Joe Harris? Here. Thank you. Hank Mast is not here. Robert Gabriel is here. Bill Starnes? Here. Fire Chief Steve Rhodes? Here. Thank you very much.
What time did we start?
Sorry?
7:05.
Thanks.
Last month we tabled the minutes for April. So if everybody had a chance to read April and May, if you have any questions, I can give you a few minutes to look it over again. I've already read it and they're good with me, so if everybody's read them, there's no changes to be made. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for April and May. That would be April 13th and May 11th.
I make a motion to approve.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approved, thank you.
And that's for both minutes?
Yes, ma'am. All right, we'll turn it over to Bill Starnes on the financial report.
I deposited $11,000, so without else we deposited, we had a total of $11,392.57 deposited. I wrote 9 checks for a total of $2,147.29, leaving our checking account with $12,359.85, our money market with $227,895.48. We are writing another check tonight for $354 for tires, I believe.
Yeah. On 1080?
On 1080,
Right.
so if I could have approval to pay the bills, I'd appreciate it.
I'll entertain a motion to
Move to
approve.
approve bills.
Second?
Second,
Brenda?
she's writing.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Approved? Okay, all in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Okay, motion to go ahead and pay those bills. We're gonna sign those other checks tonight and I'm out.
They're signing right now.
Excellent, thank you.
And we're gonna sign the one we just wrote.
Okay, thank you. Also, part of this meeting is the approval of the resolution for 2016 budget. We had a budget meeting earlier, for you that was in the audience. The budget went very well. I mean, she did a fantastic job. So unless there's any questions on it, we would like to, I will entertain a motion to approve the resolution for 2016-2017 budget.
I move to approve the resolution number 2016-02 for the 2016 to 17 budget.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second. Oh,
Okay, all in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay, so the budget for 2016-2017 is approved, and I should probably make a point, Steve, is that true, that permanent tax rate is 0.5077 per thousand, just for the record. It didn't change.
Just a final thing is, now that that's been approved, 2 copies of the resolution plus the LD 50, which I've already done. It needs to be at the county assessor by July 15th, so I'll take care of that.
Okay.
It's already, the other one's already done. And then,
Do we all have to sign that one?
no, you have to just sign the resolution.
yes.
Okay.
And then
And you start the
the
resolution.
next major thing will be in September, when our entire budget packet plus our in lieu audit will have to be to the Secretary of State and the county clerk. So anyway, so that's the final thing for this year's stuff.
Okay. Thank you very much, too, for all that work. I know it's a lot of work, and I think you did make some good job. Made it easier for me to understand. All right, with that due, communication report, I'll turn it over to Jerry.
Thank you. All right, web usage from May 1 to June 1, the number of unique visitors decreased this time from 246 to 231. Number of visitors decreased from 398 to 312. Number of pages access decreased from 963 to 634. And our YouTube channel continues to have a total of 12 subscribers. Updates, I posted approved documents, water calls, treasurer's reports, chief's reports, and videos. I added to the volunteers page photos of the explorers from their hazmat training. And I added to the safety page what was recommended at last month's meeting, information on the disposal of old medications at the sheriff's office. No proposed changes at this time. I again request suggestions for improving the website from board members, community members, district or volunteers from the fire department. Anybody who wants to make suggestions, I certainly welcome them. Communications with agencies. I attended the ethics training by the Special Districts Association of Oregon. Steve and I were both there, and it was very informative. Communications with fire department, list of April blotter calls and report were received from the chief. Communications with the community, I posted public notice for the June budget hearing and for the board meeting on the website and for the board meeting in the newspaper at the station and at the Lookingglass store. I also responded to email from a community member. District operations manual, I have now stored on the district office computer and emailed to board members and the chief a summary of the 2015 changes to statutes for what I could glean that were important changes affecting the district. And this is just based on my review and understanding. It's, you know, nothing legal about it. I just tried to get a summary to help us better understand any changes that were going on. And I think the most important one that I could see perhaps was pertinent to Steve, so I made mention of it to him regarding protecting people's personal information. And it's important for board members also to realize we're recording these meetings and we should be careful not to say in public people's personal information such as addresses and phone numbers. We should respect their privacy.
As far as the calls that Steve goes on, I would imagine if it's a health call, it's going to be a HIPAA violation. So obviously that shouldn't be brought up at all, but we shouldn't even know about that.
Right.
So yeah, okay.
You know, type of calls and all that kind of stuff, so always specific stuff. I have the same problem. I have, especially local volunteers, I'll go down the store and start gossiping, and it's like, no, take that out, you can't do that.
Yeah. I see my wife's a nurse, and I'll ask her, so did you see so-and-so? I'm not sure who you're talking about. And they already told me that they went there, but that's just her job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the blotter calls that Steve is providing to me, it's just numbers of types of calls. You know, that's all it is.
Can I ask the email from the community member what it was pertaining to? I was just curious.
Yeah, an email that I had sent to board members accidentally got sent to the community member who was a former board member. And she was questioning some things, you know, why she had gotten that, but then she had also questioned, she felt that there was some personal communications going on between board members that she felt were inappropriate. I don't know how she knows about that. It wasn't through my email, but you know, she raised a concern. I tried to address it, and I have addressed to the board members in the past, and would like to mention again that when we are sending any emails regarding district business, it's highly recommended to use your district email account.
That will help you
Not
help me
your
look it up. I know you're very passionate about
And,
that. I think
yes.
about it every time I log on.
Well, we're responsible to keep an archive of the emails. And, you know, it's easier if the state or anybody comes in to review documents and they want to see emails, it's easier just to have them look on a
Correct.
computer rather than having them go to your home computer.
Yeah, correct. No, I agree with you.
Our ethics class, they mention anything personal, whether you're using personal credit cards and getting reimbursed or anything else, no, you shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. So that would be another example, personal.
Yeah, yeah. thank you for,
I'll have you, I'll call you.
yeah, so any board members, chief, anybody who needs help on, you can access your district email account from your home computer, but then any emails you send out are sent out through the district email, so the record is kept on the server of the district email.
So as long as I'm sending it to the board and the fire chief, I'm good.
Yeah, if you're sending an email to board@lookingglass.org, it's going through the district email to all the district email accounts, and then it gets forwarded to each of your personal emails so that you will know that you had gotten an email.
So I don't
through
even know any of
district
their
email.
emails address.
You don't
because
even
I just
have
send it
to,
through
no,
the-
yeah,
So on mine, you came over, I think you put an icon up on my webpage
to get
to
to,
the email.
from your home
So
computer.
like, like if I want to forward this treasury report, do I just go to that and drag it from my email to that, or how do I?
Yeah, you attach.
You go to your email and you open up your email, and then it'll have the address right below it, or right above it, it'll say attachments with a paper clip.
Right.
You do that, then you go to that and hit save, and then that will attach it to the email.
Right, but
But if you want to send it to the board members in the to field, you would send it to board@lookingglassfire.org. And then it gets forwarded to each board member.
instead of like right now, I go in and type Jerry so-and-so.
You don't have to do that.
So I just
Yeah.
go to
board@lookingglassfire.org.
That's
And
2096,
I'm sorry?
because when we were here once and set it up, I have.
Well, let's talk about that later
Okay,
after the
okay,
meeting.
okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay, that's what all right, thank you.
Yeah, and you could set up a contact and have in that contact board, or you could set up, for each individual
Right.
person, it's by office, the president, secretary, so on.
Okay.
Right.
And, let's see, that's all for my report, unless
Excellent.
there's any questions.
Thank you, Jerry. Chief's report, Steve?
You want to do any public comments before? Chief's report?
I didn't know, I just wanted to edit that one out.
No, I got it on here, but you didn't mention it.
Well, I meant to mention it. Oh, public comments, I'm sorry. Any comments? Okay, thank you. Hang on, Steve, sorry.
Okay, so Chief's report.
It's been a long week. Oh, my God.
You guys want to review? I didn't send this out last night, did I?
Yeah.
I gotta send it to you.
Thank
Yeah, May was really slow. We only had 8 calls, 5 medical, 1 MVA, motor vehicle accident, 1 lift assist, and 1 hazardous condition, wasn't illegal burn. While that was slow, we were doing all kinds of other stuff going on. But anyway, June started really fast so far. We've already had a couple of vegetation fires and a few medical calls already. Fire season started this morning at midnight, 12:01. I just wanted to quickly, they started earlier than they wanted to. There's no use restrictions, meaning that, for example, if you want to mow, if you want a chainsaw, all that kind of stuff, if you want to have a personal campfire on your back porch, the only thing it is, I guess you could say outlawing, or prohibiting is outdoor burning, okay? And then also smoking, for industrial smoking at a logging landing. But anything else is still okay, and as the season progresses, they'll start changing those restrictions. And
Steve, excuse me, thank you for bringing that up. That notice came out after I had typed up my report, so I didn't have it in my report, but I added just a very short summary of the information from DFPA, plus a link to DFPA's website for more detailed information about the restrictions that, it's the industrial level 1 and other information. So that is up on our homepage.
okay, and it's kind of interesting right now that usually they have some use restrictions and they don't. And it's kind of interesting here in the valley. Parts of the valley are still green. South-facing areas are already cured off. I anticipate a pretty wild fire season this year, just by the total amount of grass. It may not be as devastating in the forest and everything, but we got a lot of grass around. And there's a lot of dead trees here in the valley and all over the Douglas County from the drought the last couple of years in bugs.
Grass is a lot higher this year than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a neighbor that usually cuts his name down close, and I've been worried about it.
So mowing and stuff is not prohibited yet, so get out there and mow. Training, we had firefighter one class, it's just about finishing. In fact, Robert walked in on our final testing last week, and so I didn't have much time.
Oh, that's all right. I enjoyed talking to the guy.
We're gonna finish that this week. We didn't get to it all. We had about, I think there's 8 or 10 kids that were taking the final. And then we've also incorporated the newer firefighters over the years, so they're like all at different stages of being approved as firefighters. Let's see, I listed some of the thing. We've lost some of our experienced drivers and stuff, so we're really pushing towards doing a driver operator class. And we're getting the new people out on the vehicles right now, just getting some real basic driving instruction. And then we'll start working on them on operating. 2 of our explorers turned 18 and they did sign up as volunteers, and they're outfitted with proper PPE. We've got some more people expressing interest to sign up. We should get a couple more this month. Like I said this last month too, our experience level right now is down a little bit as we're transitioning kind of to a new group of younger people, but our numbers are staying up, so we're happy about that. We participated in the parade and the cookout on May 14th. The Explorers did a really good job on that. We all did a big move that morning because of the rain. Moved over towards the Grange. Everything got moved over there, and they helped in the Grange. Jerry had a big part of moving a lot of the stuff inside, and the kids helped them. I hope they did a good job for you. Firefighter one, Explorers, the same thing. A bunch of them are passing firefighter one. As they turn 18, they can be certified officially with the state. So the ones that aren't, we're going to start. They're going to move in to start training with us now as firefighter ones, but they can't be officially certified until they turn 18. But they've already gone through the class. We've been treating them as adults the whole time here. But we've had a couple issues because they are teenagers, but mostly they've done a really great job. I'm really happy. And we're getting some more explorers that have been showing up every week too, so that's going to keep on going. Equipment, new 1080. I got these pictures, just came in yesterday. I was getting a little concerned because I wasn't hearing anything back from General Fire. So I called the factory back at Roosevelt, and the next day General Fire called me and said, "Hey, we gotta go eat lunch." So they got a complaint or something. And then I just had my ethics training, so I said, "No, you don't have to buy me lunch. Just tell me, because we can't have more than $50 a year. Is that right? $50 for the troops or something. Plus if they're trying to influence us." So anyway, he said, "Oh yeah, well the chassis got delivered in Spokane, but it's supposed to be in South Dakota. So we're gonna move it to South Dakota." And I said, "Well, really?" I sounded like a geek.
It's not saying a hell of a lot.
So I said, "Okay, well, send somebody out there with a phone, and I want to see pictures." So here's the pictures of our beer chassis sitting in.
They give it to you white, huh?
Yeah.
So the man next door
Yeah,
makes
white,
it.
white, no, not red brown, it's just like a.
So the man next
So there
door
it is,
to the
this we have
fireplace.
the chassis.
They take a picture of the fire department next door.
Well,
Send it to you?
I don't, there's not too many white ones, so there it is. Anyway, it does exist. It's probably gonna be fall. This is, was definitely late, Ford, maybe Ford delivered it late or whatever.
At least we got part of it, huh?
Yeah, we know it's coming. We placed the front tires on 80. 80's in pretty good shape right now. We've been working on it all winter with maintenance and stuff, so that was the last big thing on it. The air system testing contract just got renewed. In fact, the air system, the Cascade system guy was here today and serviced it for our annual service. And it's in good shape. It's gonna be less this year because we didn't have to calibrate a couple of sensors. Inventory, we added some wildland gear and some medical supplies. All these things are on the new VFA grant, and also I've ordered the first hose that's on the VFA grant because they have a deal right now with free freight, so it saves us about $100. But that'll be credited to the successfully installed by Crater, flow check, 800 gallons per minute, which is pretty high for our water system, because we, basically, the only place we can put fire hydrants on this system is along Lookingglass Road and going out Happy Valley, because that's the only place we have 6-inch water mains. Any other water mains going up Coos Bay Wagon are 2.5-inch, and all they're doing is feeding
That's
residents.
small.
It's really small.
Yeah.
And then going up the Dairy Loop is 4-inch. And nothing's going out Strickland Canyon, and nothing's going out into Floyd. So we're kind of limited on where we can go in the future with fire hydrants. They'll put them on 6-inch mains, they won't put them on anything smaller.
And the odds of us getting anything bigger than what we got are pretty small.
Well, yeah, I talked to him a little bit about that, because he said you ought to open and close that thing real slow, because there's pieces of our system that are kind of weak and you might blow them. Oh, jeez, man, that's not the way to do business.
Yeah, it's a lot, we don't
We
hear.
need some update down here. We're gonna be getting a washer in the next few weeks. It's a little bit under $600. The tree removal, we were trying to get DC Electric co-ops, or DC Electric's Jensen Tree Service to do it. They had done some at the school, but they didn't want to do ours. So we need to talk about it.
Is there power lines right there?
You know, it's pretty safe.
Yeah, I can't see why we just can't drop it.
We can drop it, or we can drop it at the roof or something if you want to get down here one day.
Yeah, that's fine, because I just can't see why that would be an issue.
No. There isn't, I just want to discuss it with you. I don't care, like, I don't want the firewood, I don't want the junk.
Yeah.
Well, we can buck it up, and
Yeah.
I don't mind taking the wood, but if I take the branches, the fire chief says I can't have an open
Well,
burn.
we can keep the branches here, we'll put them out on the gravel and burn them in the fall.
Okay, okay. We'll plan on doing that within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Kind of woody.
Just pine.
It's just, it's a Doug fir, it's totally, it went through the drought and it's bugged out.
Oh.
It's the one right here on the end of the station.
What?
No, I was just thinking about stuff, turning bowls and things.
Yeah.
But if it's-
that'd be
yeah.
good, yeah. That's,
Yeah, right now the yards are in bad shape, and I know they are, and we're gonna get on those this week. We've been busy with just a million other things. I have to. I'm still doing hay, so, it's, as long as it's still green in places where, because like, we have this big sign saying, do you have clearance? And then we got
Yeah.
a full weed, so.
and it did.
I don't like that, anyway. Accounting, we got another small tax check this month, and we should get one more here in the next couple of days. I continued communication with Department of Revenue, they evaluated all our stuff. I have an appointment with Mr. Wheeler, and it's actually next week, just as a final review and making sure all of our funds and stuff are ready before the self-audit. They're all straightened out. We got the official notice that we got the VFA grant again this year, and they'll be sending a contract for us to sign. We'll sign that in the next couple of weeks. Miscellaneous, the meeting I attended with Jerry, they went over the ethics class, which is available online also, and that's something that is very interesting. It's not very long, half hour or something. Most of their classes online are within 20, 30 minutes, so they're right to the point and not boring. So if you guys want to do that, we have that safe, what's that training program for? Safe access or something like that. But you guys all have passwords you can access it. Workman's comp bill came in, it's up about 15%. It's due August 1st, so we can do that in July. All the updates, they sent me out updates last month on it, and we took care of those, so it's all done. Also, at this time of year, we have SDAO wants an informational update on all of it. So I am putting, like Jerry was talking about, all the emails. I took all the personal emails off it and put it onto so that it'll go to the board and into your individual positions. So they'll get to you, but they're going through the department. And also they take a copy of our approved budget, and they look at that and use the total amount of money as a factor when they're calculating some of our insurance premiums or something. So I was down here one day for about an hour or two with Brenda. Brenda's updating our files and cleaning them mention that yet, but she's taken over the archiving thing. We actually found out that sometime in the past, they had actually done the same thing upstairs, where they had put all the agendas and meetings by year, agendas and minutes into single notebooks. We found those up there, and I think that's the kind of the plan that we're working at here too. But that hadn't been done for quite a few years. I don't have anything else, but just, I should have brought this up in the financial, but we still have $300 credit for Douglas Electric, so that's gonna get us through the year.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. We were gonna do, as old business, the approval of the amendments to procedure policy. Jerry asked that to be tabled, and you wanna get together with me and we'll just write them up one evening?
That would be fine.
Okay, and, within the next 2 weeks we'll do it?
Sure.
Is that fair? So I get off work at 6:30, so I could always,
Sorry?
I get off work at 6:30.
Oh,
So after 6, I'll just contact you in
Just
advance and then
contact
we'll
me,
meet,
yeah.
because it's, I mean, I can't imagine it's gonna be too difficult to, because you wanna do it separately, I believe. Have it.
Well, I think we should have separate resolutions
Correct, that's what-
for, yeah, if we're doing it for the bylaws, if we're doing it for procedural
Okay.
policies, whichever, we should have separate resolutions.
And you're familiar with what we're changing, Brenda? Just the wording, the one spelling?
That was on the
This is from quite a
bylaws.
while ago.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
okay, cool, okay, I'll get.
But we should review it to see if perhaps there was anything else that was overlooked
Okay.
that really needs to be changed
Okay.
also.
Okay, so we'll table that and then I'll get with you within the next 2 weeks and we'll do that.
Okay?
Thank you very much. New business. The only thing I have for new business is I know obviously being in the community and I see, I don't know, probably 65% of Roseburg come through Costco. A person brought up to me that there's people in that live in Lookingglass community that talk to people of the board and so forth. And they pick your brains when you're with your family. I mean, it's your right to talk to them, don't get me wrong. But I had a person come up to me and start asking me questions and I said, well, you know, I'm with my wife, so why don't you just come to the board meeting? Because that defuses everything. If they want to know, you're going to get it right here, and they're not just getting an interpretation of what somebody else thought or someone else thinks. And that's how, you know, sometimes rumors, well, this guy said this. So, I mean, I'm just asking you, I mean, obviously I can't tell you who to talk to and when to talk to them, but if you're somewhere and you're with your family, or, you know, if you're eating by yourself and you're just eating, finish your meal. And just ask them to come to the board meeting, because the door's always open. And I tell them that, you know, I've had people say stuff, well, you're supposed to do this. No, we're not. Put the video on. There's a video on every one. We are not here to hide anything. It's all an open meeting. It's an open door. If you ever have a question, feel free to email us. We all see it. We all have a right to reply back. But that's just what I wanted to bring up under new business, because I don't want to get to the point where it used to be, where you dreaded coming to these meetings and people said this and people said that, because the facts are right here in the room.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah, and that's just, so I think the best way to nip it is to just stop them and say, you know, I appreciate your interest, I appreciate it if you come to the meeting, but right now I'm with my family. And then I think that would, you know, the people that walk around and saying stuff, you stop it right there and then, and I think that's the best way to do it. I'm the type of guy, and I think I said this when I just started out on the board, I go to the heart of the source to find the answer. So if someone said something to me, I would just look at them and say, come to the meeting.
Yeah.
I invite everybody. I saw Mrs. Albertson today, and I said, coming to the meeting today? Maybe. But I asked everybody I see that are in the district. But yeah, that's the only thing I have. If anybody has anything else, let me know. If you agree, right on. If you don't, let me know and we can work on it. But I don't like rumors. I'm just not good with that because it causes too many other problems. He said, she said, doesn't work for me.
Kind of along the same line, what's with Hank? What's happening with Hank? Did he call in today or anything, or?
No, but he, you know, he's an elected official, so I have to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'll see him within a week.
Okay.
Find out what's going on, make sure everything's okay. I can't tell you good, bad, or different. I know his truck hasn't been home in a while, because I drive by there on the way to work.
How does it's pretty busy.
Well, yeah,
But I mean, if we know that he's not gonna be here, or if he knows he's not gonna be
yeah,
here.
but give us a call,
Yeah.
text message us, whatever it might be, just communicate with us. I mean, most of us work, so just communicate, that's the key to success. All right. Anybody from the board?
Just one quick question, two questions. have we got somebody to help Steve with, a couple of months ago, we brought up a couple of $100 of, what, a month or something for somebody to come in and do paperwork and stuff. Do we get somebody
I think
to do
it's
that?
600 a year.
Yeah, she, Brenda's actually going through the files right now. I do have two other people that are willing to do some of that reports and stuff in the interim until we figure all that stuff out. We were gonna talk about that in the next fiscal year. I had a couple of initial public comments that came back where they weren't too happy about it. We can just talk about it.
I think the guideline is obviously to protect it, to be fair to everybody, we're gonna have to have an interview process.
Right.
The questions will still be asked.
And they have to have a background check also, don't they?
Yeah, well, see, honestly, I'll tell you what happened. I have 3 single moms working for us, or volunteering for me right now. And they're all computer literate, and a couple of them know all about fire calls. So I was thinking, okay, well, they're volunteers, and they do the training on their own time, all that other stuff. But if we're gonna do office work or some other kind of stuff, that I would pay them a minimum wage to do some of that, as a benefit to them also, but as a benefit to us. But you know what, that's not right. We need to interview. They have benefits that they're within the department, they know the types of calls, they know how the reports work and all that kind of stuff, but
You gotta
they have to be interviewed, right? And then, since that time, I've had some public comments on, hey, it should all be volunteer. We're a very rare department in not having an administrative assistant or something, and that doesn't mean right or wrong, but we are. And there's the amount of paperwork and stuff that goes through here is just amazing.
Do they have to be interviewed for the specific job, or have they been interviewed before?
Have they? No, they haven't. So they've been interviewed as volunteers, and they've been background checked and drug tested and everything as volunteers. So that is a plus too, and that's, I think we need to talk about that as we get into that. Is security wise, combinations, all that kind of stuff. It's going to almost have to be a different position created to have somebody have open access to this building, because we've gone through the security stuff in the last couple of years.
Now, let me ask you this, are those people gonna be piecework? Or do you have to, because if you have X amount of employees, you're gonna have to put them under workman's comp and everything?
Yeah, it's going to be piecework.
Okay.
And
So they take care of their own taxes?
That's why I had said I was putting this, the $600, I think it was $1,200 total. At $599, we don't have to do 1099s or anything else, so they act as independent contractors for that part of it.
Okay.
And that is kind of I just want it to be all wide open. That's why I was gonna do it that way, but I don't have any problem if we wanna bring somebody else in, or if we get enough volunteers to do it, we don't have to do it at all.
I got one other question. This is the last of our envelopes, and Wheeler's asked for some. I was wondering if it would be all right if I took one down to see what it would cost. Staples, print out some, or if it's too expensive.
Do you know where we got these ones?
I do not know, but I'm sure so there'd have to be a graphic somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know who did it.
You know anything about it, Jerry? But I imagine we took one down to Staples and said, can you
There should be,
take this? They could probably take it.
there should be money in office supplies for that.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to say something with regard to that position, if there were to be one, or even to consider it, that we should have a small committee draft a job description.
Correct.
And
With
that
an
would have
interview.
a job description that would be, and then an interview process, an outline of it, an interview process. And then, perhaps at the beginning of the fiscal year, we could bring it up. Then, do we want to go ahead and have an interview, actually advertise the job description or not? Or do we, if it looks like by then, at the July meeting, that it's going okay with the volunteers that Steve is having, and they're okay with that, then we may not need to advertise it.
When
But
you
we
say
would have it
advertise,
available for the future.
when you say advertise, you mean on our website or on the board? Because obviously, I would think we'd want somebody from the
Local.
community.
Yeah.
Something local.
So if we put it into the newspaper, we could be asking for more people than someone just looking for something from Roseburg and that's not part of our aspect.
Yeah, I just put a note in the store.
But it brought up a whole other thing, and it was really good comments, was the security thing, that we changed that code when anybody's elected. You guys are all elected officials, and we have that code, and the firefighters have the code. Nobody else has that code anymore. And so this position, you know, what security clearance does that position have, you know?
Well, would they be here when you're here, like on Thursday nights? Wouldn't that be
Well,
adequate? I mean, because then you
Yeah.
really delete a lot of the security
Yeah,
questions
that's-
if they're here on those Thursday nights.
And our paid accountants used to do that. They used to come in on the
Yeah.
full nights to do reports, but then they'd also come in, they actually had access, because they come in, they're both full-time employees of the places, so they come in on Saturday and Sunday and work also.
Okay.
But Steve, don't the volunteer firefighters have access to the bays with some kind of a remote?
No,
Oh, they don't?
no.
They're chain doors.
I'm sorry.
Somebody asked me that, I don't know, somebody asked me that
So,
last month,
how
that we
many-
have garage door openers. We don't have garage.
So when there's a call and
We
you
come
don't,
through the front door.
so the volunteers do have access?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
At the front door?
the volunteers do, yeah.
Okay.
So, but the volunteers are background checked and tested and all this stuff, and so this position would have to be that too, then, in my opinion.
Right.
I think that would be the best way to go. Treat them just like if they were a firefighter or something else.
But anyway, so we'll see how that goes after, as we get into the new year, I think.
Okay. Any public comments? Thank you, Ken. All right, board, any final word from the board? We're all good? Okay, our next meeting is gonna be July 8th, 2016 at 7 PM. I wanna thank you for your time and your services, and I will.
July 8th?
Pardon?
What date?
July 8th.
July 8th, 2016?
Is that the second?
That's the second one.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's July 8th. My phone died, I can't check, but it's July 8th.
It died?
Yeah. What happens when you work 9 days in a row?
Shut up.
I am
The wife was so tickled, she got Thursday and Friday off.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were, yeah. July 8th is the second Wednesday, so it's at 7 PM. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn?
Second?
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I ask a personal question of all of you?